Hi Fasting friends, this is Brent. How are you doing today? I'm going to be cutting this piece of cordierite, which is also known as iolite. This little piece here, it's not the best quality. It does have a few fractures and internal inclusions. They're not really bad enough to just to leave it alone, so I decided I would cut it. I've cut worse included stones than this before, so anyway, I didn't pay much at all for this. I think I gave $1 for this tumbled gemstone at a show recently, and so I decided I would go ahead and make a video of cutting iolite, which is it's highly pleochroic, which means it could be 3 different colors. If you orient a stone right and look down through the proper orientation of the crystal, it would be a beautiful purplish blue, or if you view from the sides, it can be clear or palish, brownish looking color. So I'm going to have to orient this right to get the right color out of it. Another gemstone that's highly pleochroic is tanzanite, which acts the very same way, and they both make very nice gemstones. So I'm going to start cutting with this 600 lap today, and iolite has a hardness same as quartz, 7, and maybe you can find some that are 7.5 on the Mohs hardness scale. Also, the refractive index is the same as quartz. It's 1.5. So I've got the piece dopped up, and I use super glue, or also known as CA glue, cyanoacrylate, and it dries pretty quick, so I started cutting it within a couple hours. And this is going to be a pear design or teardrop shape. And I'm going to go ahead right here with cutting on the 600 lap and working my way around cutting these main facets on the pavilion. Actually, there's not a lot of facets on the pavilion. There's just the mains, and then I have to, of course, do the girdle, which I'm doing here, and that will give me the shape and the outline of the gemstone, and so it will look like a pear shape. And I'm not going to fully polish this girdle. I'm just going to use my 3000 pre-polish lap, my lightning lap resin bonded disc, and I'm going to leave it at 3000, and it'll have a nice enough little shine, so the girdle will be fine. So here I am. I've got the gemstone shaped by cutting the girdle, and it's all looking real good. I've got one little spot there that wasn't fully cut, so it looks shiny. So I still have to go back and cut a little bit deeper on all the pavilion facets. I thought I would be able to take that out when I did the pre-polish, but no, I've got to go back and take that little spot out. So, but that's no big deal. And here we are, where we are ready to do the polishing. I'm using a I'm using a dark side lap for polish with cerium oxide. And when I start the crown, I will show you how I charge my dark side lap using the cerium oxide bat stick. But anyway, the polishing goes quick on iolite. I had no problems at all. Actually, being iolite and quartz are about the same hardness, iolite I find cuts easier and polishes quicker. Okay, here I've used 2-part epoxy glue to make my transfer and add my second dop stick. And I've let that dry, and I've removed the dop I started with. So I'm now cutting the top of the stone, the crown. And I'm also using my 600 lap to get started here. I'll work my way around the crown here and get all of these facets cut. once I get those main facets cut and I've got my girdle sized correctly, I will switch to a 1200 lap, and I will go around again with the 1200 lap and get all the meats really close. And here I'm just showing what I'm looking like so far. And I'm not having any problems. Some of these internal inclusions are reaching the surface. They look like spider web inclusions, but they're not giving me trouble. Nothing's breaking away from the gemstone. There's no chipping going on, so it's looking really good. And I'm going to start the main facets now. That's the main facet I'm starting right there. The others would be considered girdle facets that I did first. So here I've gone ahead and cut most all of the main facets, and I'm about ready to pre-polish this. And then I would do the crown after, but not having any problems. It's looking really good, and it cuts easy. Like I say, it's nice material to work with. And after I'd gone on to 1200 grit, I completely skipped the. As a test, I tried to see if I could polish on following the 1200 lap, and I was able to do that. So there was no pre-polishing on the crown anyway. I went straight from 1200 to my dark side lap, which I've got on the machine right now. And this is how I charge my dark side lap. I spray it with a little bit of water, and then just run my bat stick, cerium oxide bat stick across, and then I polish. Okay, at this point I've completely polished the crown, and I'm going to cut the table. In the table facet, I've got my adapter set at my 45 degree adapters all set on the machine and aligned properly, and I've set my angle to 45. And I had used the 1200 blue lap that I just showed to cut the table facet. That was a lightning lap that I used, and what I'm using now is an 8000 lightning lap, pre-polished lap, and I finished that, and the stone is now finished. I went ahead and polished the table with the dark side lap and cerium oxide like I used on the rest, and here's the finished gemstone off the dop stick. It is pretty dark, but that's what iolite is. I'm also going to show a shot. The very last shot of the gemstone is outside in daylight, and the color will show a little better in the daylight. But I was happy with this little iolite. It looks a lot like tanzanite or a dark blue sapphire. This is the outdoor shot of the stone. Come out really nice. Okay, that'll do it for this. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe if you like the video. See you next time.